Good morning, children. God bless you, and I pray that you're full of the joy of the Lord. Today, for your children's homily, I thought we would think a little bit together about the history of our church. And as you know, there are many things within our church and throughout all of our church buildings which remind us of the more than 300 years that we have been together as a congregation. That's really amazing to think about, isn't it? More than 300 years. Well, one of those things that help us to remember our long history as a congregation, as a people worshiping God, is that there are in the Mampelli room, which is where, of course, we have our coffee hour, pictures of some of the past rectors, some of the past ministers of the church. And the other day I was in there and my eye was drawn to one in particular, and that was the Reverend Thomas Brown. And the Reverend Thomas Brown was the rector, minister in charge of this church from the years 1764 to 1768. I thought, my goodness, what an interesting time that must have been to be a minister in the church at that point in our history as a country. Because what was happening at that time, as most of us know, I think, is that there was beginning to be a lot of talk about us becoming independent from England. And as you know, probably from school, the Declaration of Independence, where we claimed our independence from England, was signed in 1776. And so when Reverend Brown was here, much conversation must have been going on about that. And it must have been a very, very interesting time. Probably a lot of different opinions about all of that. So one of the other things about Thomas Brown, and I've got a picture for you I want to show you of him, he's a very young minister, is that we have something else of his in the church. And that is really, really fascinating to me. What we have in the office where Mother Sue and I are, there is in this little vestibule between the two offices of us, between the vestry room, Mother Sue and Father Hartt, there is a desk. And that desk belonged to the Reverend Thomas Brown. You can imagine how old it is. And I've taken some pictures and we're going to show them to you, just a picture of the desk and the various ways that it opened up. And I thought about Reverend Brown writing his sermons on that desk or writing letters to people in the congregation. It was just a wonderful thing to see. The other thing I wanted to ask is, if you were having to guess which of the three churches that have been St. Peter's Church that Thomas Brown would have served in, what do you think it would have been? Which one? Which one? Well, it would have been the first one, right? But when the St. Peter's was kind of a smaller church, and then of course we built a second one that was bigger, and then a third one, which is the one we're in now. So Thomas Brown was our rector at a very interesting time in the history of our church, and it was when the first church was a congregation. And we want to thank him and all the good people of God who brought us through that particular time of American history and got us to the place where the church could start to grow and thrive in a new country, the country of America. And we want to remember all those good people, and those are people just like you. Because even then, there were children, right? And who knows, maybe Thomas Brown had a children's homily. We don't even know for sure, but maybe he did. In any case, all of those people did a lot of work which brought us to the point that we are today. And we give thanks for all the people, faithful through all the years of those 300 years, that have brought us this church. And I want you to know you're a part of that. And God bless you for that. All right, have a wonderful Sunday. Peace of Christ be with you.